Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to Tiafo Garage. So today I'm going to do a little repair on the 996 behind me here. It's got a window issue, which I'll explain in just a moment. But the car is getting ready to be sold. I'm prepping it for that purpose. So I do want to make sure little things are fixed like this.
Tiafo Garage.
So here's what's going on. I'm on the passenger side right now, and it works fine. Whenever I lift this handle, if you'll watch up here, you'll see the window dip down about maybe 1/4 of an inch. So let's give that a shot. And you can hear it too. Hear that? Let me get it a little closer and show you. So pay close attention to this. We got a pretty even line here, and up here is where you'll see it'll drop. So when I lift the handle, there you go. You see it drops about 1/4 of an inch. And that's how it should behave on both sides of the car. But here we are on the driver's side, and you might not be able to tell, but this gap is basically non-existent. And if I do that, you'll see it does go down, but it often can get caught right here at the top. That makes it harder to open, as you can see. Oops, not a good shot. See, like right there. See how it's actually stuck, and I had to pull a little harder than I should have. This may give us a slightly better view from here. When I pull this up and I try to open it, you can see there, it's stuck. There you go. And you have to pull a little bit harder than you should from the outside, just in order to get it to open. And if you're on the inside, it's even worse because you have to push the door and you're not really sure what's happening. So all that's really happening here is the window is simply just out of alignment, probably a little loose. This has happened once before in this car, and it's pretty common with 996s and Boxster 986s of this generation. So we just got to take off the door panel here, and we just will need to adjust the window. I might need to put it down, I'm not sure. So I'm going to get the door panel off first, and we'll see what it looks like. So in order to get this door panel off, there are a few things that need to be pried off and a few screws, but most of it's just prying off. Let me show you what those are. Okay, so we got to get this off, the little airbag thing. We got to pry this whole door pull off. We got to get this off, little light, and there's a screw right in the in here in the storage compartment that will. Oh, it's disappeared now. Let me get this just right. There we go. Got to get that screw. Let's try to focus on that. There we go. Got to get that screw out. So after that, the door just pries off. You just got to be careful with the clips. I do think I have some spare clips, and if you don't, highly recommend keeping spare clips around. So I'm going to remove this little airbag thing because there is a screw underneath that needs to come out. When you're doing stuff like this, when you're trying to remove your interior trim, always get a set of these interior removal tools. They're plastic. You want to use plastic because if you slip or something, it's less likely to damage your interior, and you don't want to damage your interior and cause an even bigger problem. But this one, I might need to do this. It might come out a little bit easier. These can be rough to get out sometimes. Just there it goes. And make sure you don't lose your part. And of course, there is the little piece that popped off, the little airbag cover, right in the middle underneath my car. So I'll have to get something to swipe that out with. You can see now that there is a Allen key or hex bolt, whatever, that I'm going to have to remove. And there's Hopper. He's keeping the fort safe while I do my repair. The next piece I want to take off is this. So there's a seam back here. Let me just kind of lift this up and show it. There's a seam right here. That's what you want to pry off in the middle there. So you're just going to have to get that in between there and do it. Let me set this back down. See if I can do this without destroying the car. Done it before. There it goes. Yeah, it just kind of pops out. And you always want, like I said, you always want to be careful with this stuff. Don't force anything if it's not coming off fairly easy. Oh, try to hold it, but I seem to be fumble fingers today. Next piece is this light. Again, always be careful. I know I sound like a broke record, but especially with lights, you don't want to bust these things. There we go. And basically, I'm just going to unplug this. This should just come out very easily. There we go. See, I wanted to get the whole bolt. Man, that thing is kind of warm. I've now removed the little trim pieces I need to remove in order to get the door off. I now need to remove some screws and then pry it off. First thing I'm going to tackle are these here. These are T30 Torx. And you'll see, we'll just, whoops, let's put that the right way. All right, there we go. Whoa, that is a long screw. Okay, that one, I don't think this one is quite as long, but let's grab it out as well. All right, and there we go. Not quite as long, but that screws out. All right, we're now going to get this Phillips head screw from inside, and you do have to have this door, this little compartment door, you have to have it just kind of half open, because if you open it all the way, the screw's not visible. All right, so we're going to do this about right there. We're just going to turn. This one comes out nice and easy, it looks like. And if this one falls, it's just going to fall into the pocket, but always better to catch it if you can. Oop, there it goes, fell into the pocket. Little plastic Phillips head screw, not even made of metal. And finally, we're going to get this hex bolt out. This uses or Allen wrench, if you will. This uses a 4mm Allen wrench. There we go. Oh, well, you know how I could avoid that is using a magnetic thing. Oh, I did it without a magnet. Amazing. So that's just a 4mm hex bolt. I've removed all the screws and all the trim that needs to come off in order to get those screws out. So now all I have to do is pry the door off. And you just want to be careful. You just want to go around and basically knock it out. There you go. You'll hear sounds when you get one. That means you're doing good. Just be careful. If they break, which is inevitable, eventually one will break somehow. You just want to make sure you have extra clips around. Makes life easier. There we go. Oh, one thing I forgot to do. Wow. You got to take this off. This just pries up. This actually comes off really easy. Goes up. There we go. Just like that. And you do want to, you could flip it aside, or you could just unplug it. It's a little difficult to unplug. Let's see. We're going to try a slightly different approach, which may or may not. There we go. So pushing it out will give me the ability to potentially get a better grip on it, like so. Can we see that? All right, let's hope. And then I can just grip much better. And wow, they really made this one hard. Okay, you know what? Tired of wrestling with it. I'm just going to set it aside. That's the Tiafo way. Okay, it's all right because it's out of the way. All right, now we'll continue with my... Man, yeah, this is not going to come easily. Once you get them all, you just lift this up. I feel like I'm missing something. I got those screws. I got that screw. There's no screw there to get. I got that screw. Yes. Have I missed something? Oh, there is a screw there. There's a Phillips head screw hiding out in here that I either forgot about or didn't know about. I'm going to undo that. There it is. Oop. Almost lost that one. And put it there. There we go. So I missed one little screw. There's a little screw hidden underneath the door handle. Once that's off, this should just lift right up like that, and voila. Now, you want to be careful because the door panel is still connected by the door handle. All right, let's try to flip that over. So it is still connected by the door handle right here. I could remove that, but I don't really want to because I'll probably never get it back in. I like to wear gloves when I'm working with messy crap, and this is probably going to be pretty messy. So here we go. This is not factory. This was just, whoa. This was just added in by the guys who did my stereo installation. There we go. All right. Yeah, this is really, really sticky. Man, they put some crap in there to make it nice and sticky. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Eventually, I may get tired of this falling. All right, guys. I have decided I'm going to take this door handle off because it's kind of getting in the way. So it's not that hard to do. I just don't like doing it. But you just pinch this little clip here and pull it, or sorry, push it. There you go, and pull it back like that. Slides out, and then you just articulate this out. It's not that hard. I believe this is the screw that needs to be adjusted in order to fix the window correctly. So all I'm doing is loosening this up a little bit. I'm basically just going to push the window not that far. Great. Now I don't know how far I did it. Let's try that. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's shut the door. Let's put the window all the way up first. All right, window is all the way up. All right, so what I've done is I've put the window up, and I have not put the door panel back on, as you can see. And I'm simply going to close the door and see if it works. I should note, and I forgot to film this, I'm sorry. The adjustment, you can actually adjust this with the window all the way up because there's a little access hole right here for that screw. So I didn't need to do all this. That's kind of annoying. There's also another one over here for the other side, so you can adjust both sides. Now I've only adjusted this side because it was really drooping in the back. So anyway, I'm going to shut the door now. We're going to see if it works. Here we go. All right, door is shut. I can already see there's a nice good gap here. Window goes down and I pull it open, no problem. Yeah, it actually is very nice. Well, that gives you exactly enough room. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to call that a successful repair. So now I'm just going to put the door back together. So again, I want to show you these. Let me move this. There's this access hole right here. And I can just, get my finger in. There we go. And that's where the screw is. It's really easy to access. Porsche thinks of everything. And there's one over here for the front, too. Right there. Wow, my glove is ripped. Look at that. Look at that. So that you can adjust the window both ways, both sides, both ends. There's Hopper. Hey, Hopper, where are you whining at? So did you see a dog? Did you see a person? You're a really good helper. But anyway, I'm going to now put all this crap back together. I folded down this side to show you. Something to note, there are little rubber covers that cover these access holes. They came off with the Dynamat. I'm just going to make sure I get those back in place as I put this back together, or as I stick this stuff back in place. All right. There's nothing special about putting this back together. You just put it back on in the reverse order that you took it off. So you put the door panel back on first, snap the clips in, make sure you get them in there good. They'll make a nice pop. Then put the screws in, and then put the finishing touches like the light and little airbag medallion, whatever that is, and the little corner for the door where the mirror switches operate. And you should be good to go. Okay, that's another successful repair here on Tiafo Garage. Quite frankly, I've done this one before, but it's probably about 5 years ago when I did it. This is pretty common on the 996 and the 986 Boxster for the windows to do that. It doesn't usually cause a problem with the Boxster because you usually have the top down, right? I got lucky that I got it the first time. Usually you have to sit there and adjust it multiple times and, just fidget with it until you get it just right. But I got it right the first time. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe you'll have that luck too if you need to adjust yours. But now my door opens and closes easily. The new buyer will be very happy about that, I'm sure. And hopefully they won't have to adjust it much in the future. I couldn't have done that repair without you. You're the best dog in the world. You're a good repair dog. Fans. Oh, good shake. Good shake. Yeah. You are cute. Yeah. All right. I'm Chris, signing off for Tiafo Garage.